Let me tell you something important. You can know many English words. You can use correct grammar. You can even speak fast. And still, you may not sound fluent. Because fluent English is not only about being correct, fluent English is about sounding polite, natural, and comfortable. In this chapter, you'll understand why polite English instantly makes you sound confident and fluent. First, let's talk about the difference. There is correct English and there is natural English. Listen to this sentence. Give me the file. The grammar is correct, but the feeling is strong. It sounds cold and direct. Now listen to this. Could you please send me the file? The meaning is the same, but the tone is different. Now it sounds polite, it sounds professional, it sounds fluent. That small change makes a big difference. Native speakers don't speak politely because they are unsure. They speak politely because they understand people. Polite English helps conversations feel smooth. It helps people feel respected. It helps you avoid uncomfortable moments. This is how real English is spoken in daily life. Now listen to these examples. I need your help. I was wondering if you could help me. Tell me the price. Could you please tell me the price? Wait. Could you wait a moment, please? The second sentence in each example sounds calmer. It sounds more confident. It sounds more natural. Many learners think polite English sounds weak, but the truth is the opposite. Polite English shows confidence. It shows control. It shows fluency. People who are confident don't need to sound aggressive. In this video, you will learn how to speak English the way real people do. You'll learn how to sound polite without sounding nervous. You'll learn how to sound professional without sounding robotic. Step by step, sentence by sentence. So remember this. Correct English helps you speak. Polite English helps you connect. And that connection is what makes you sound truly fluent. Now let's move to Chapter 2 and learn polite greetings and conversation starters that create a great first impression. The way you start a conversation matters more than you think. Before your grammar is noticed, before your vocabulary is judged, people first feel your tone. And polite English creates the right feeling instantly. Let's start with greetings. Many learners say, hi, hello. These are correct, but they feel short and incomplete. Now listen to this. Hi, how are you? Hello, how are you doing today? These greetings feel warmer. They feel natural. They invite a conversation. Now let's make them sound even more polite. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you doing today? Hello. Hello, it's nice to see you. The meaning stays simple, but the feeling becomes friendly and confident. In professional situations, greetings change slightly. Instead of saying, hi, you can say, hello, how are you today? Good morning, how are you doing? Good afternoon, I hope you're doing well. These greetings sound calm, polite, and respectful. Now let's talk about starting a conversation politely. Many learners start conversations very directly. For example, I want to ask you something. I need information. These sentences are clear, but they sound a little heavy. Now listen to these instead. I wanted to ask you something. I was hoping you could help me with something. I just wanted to check something with you. These sentences feel softer. They feel more natural. They feel comfortable to listen to. Let's look at another situation. You meet someone new. Instead of saying, who are you? You can say, nice to meet you. What do you do? Nice to meet you. May I ask what you do? The second version feels polite and friendly. It creates a good first impression. Now imagine you want to start a conversation at work. Instead of saying, "Listen," you can say, "Excuse me, may I talk to you for a moment? Sorry to bother you. May I ask you something?" These sentences sound respectful. They show confidence without pressure. Let's move to casual daily conversations. Instead of saying, "What's going on?" you can say, "How's everything going?" "How have things been?" These sound relaxed and natural, just like real conversations. Now listen carefully to these polite starters. "I hope you're doing well." "I hope you're having a great day." "I just wanted to say hello." "I just wanted to check in." These sentences are simple, but they sound fluent and warm. Polite greetings don't rush people. They don't demand attention. They gently invite a response. That's why they work so well. When you use polite greetings and soft starters, people feel comfortable speaking with you. They feel respected. They feel heard. And that feeling makes your English sound natural and fluent. So remember this: the beginning of a conversation sets the tone. A polite beginning creates a smooth conversation. Now let's move to Chapter 3, where you'll learn how to ask questions politely without sounding rude or uncomfortable. Asking questions is a part of everyday life, but the way you ask a question can change how people feel about you. In English, direct questions can sound too strong. Polite questions sound calm, respectful, and fluent. Listen to this question: "Where is the office?" The grammar is correct, but the tone feels sharp. Now listen to this: "Excuse me, could you tell me where the office is?" Same question, very different feeling. Let's look at more examples. Instead of saying, "What time is it?" you can say, "Could you tell me what time it is, please?" Do you happen to know what time it is? These sound polite and natural. Now imagine you need information from someone. Instead of saying, "Where are you going?" you can say, "May I ask where you're going?" "Could I ask where you're heading?" These questions feel respectful and friendly. Now let's talk about questions at work. Instead of saying, "Why do you do this?" you can say, "May I ask why this was done this way?" "Could you help me understand this a bit better?" These sentences remove pressure. They sound professional and calm. Now listen to these everyday questions. Instead of, "How much is this?" say, "Could you tell me how much this is?" "May I ask the price of this?" Instead of, "What do you want?" say, "May I ask what you're looking for?" "Could you tell me what you need?" Let's move to asking for directions. Instead of saying, "Where is the bus stop?" you can say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where the bus stop is?" "Would you mind telling me how to get to the bus stop?" These questions feel polite and comfortable. Now listen to these soft question starters. "Could you please?" "Would you mind?" "May I ask?" "Do you happen to know?" These phrases change your question completely. They make your English sound fluent and natural. Now imagine you want to ask something personal. Instead of asking directly, you can say, "If you don't mind me asking, may I ask you something personal?" These phrases show respect and awareness. Polite questions don't push people. They give space. They create smooth conversations. And when your questions sound polite, your English sounds confident and fluent. Now let's move to Chapter 4, where you'll learn how to make polite requests in daily life and professional situations. Every day we ask people for things. We ask for help. We ask for time. We ask for information. But in English, the way you make a request is just as important as what you are asking for. Listen to this request. Send me the report. The grammar is correct, but the tone sounds strong and commanding. Now listen to this. Could you please send me the report? Same request. Now it sounds polite, calm, and professional. Let's look at more daily life examples. Instead of saying, open the door, you can say, could you open the door, please? Would you mind opening the door? Instead of saying, help me, you can say, could you help me with this, please? Would you be able to help me for a moment? Now imagine you are asking for time. Instead of saying, come here, you can say, could you come here for a moment, please? May I speak with you for a minute? These requests feel respectful. They don't rush the other person. Let's move to workplace requests. Instead of saying, finish this today, you can say, could you please finish this today if possible? Would it be possible to have this done today? These sentences sound professional and calm. Now imagine you need information at work. Instead of saying, explain this, you can say, could you please explain this to me? Would you mind explaining this a bit more? These requests sound cooperative, not demanding. Now listen to these polite request starters. Could you please? Would you mind? Would it be possible to? Would you be able to? These phrases make your request sound smooth and fluent. Now imagine you need a favor. Instead of saying, do this for me, you can say, I was wondering if you could help me with this. I was hoping you could do me a favor. These requests sound soft and respectful. Let's look at service situations. Instead of saying, bring the bill, you can say, could we have the bill, please? May I ask for the bill, please? Instead of saying, change this, you can say, could you please change this for me? Would you mind helping me with this? Polite requests don't sound weak. They sound confident and mature. They make people more willing to help you. They make your English sound natural and fluent. So remember this. When you ask politely, your words feel lighter, your tone feels calmer, and your English sounds professional. Now let's move to Chapter 5, where you'll learn how to say no politely without sounding rude or uncomfortable. Saying no is not easy. Many English learners say yes even when they don't want to, just because they don't know how to say no politely. But in English, you can say no in a soft and respectful way. Listen to this. No. This word is clear, but it can feel cold and uncomfortable. Now listen to this instead. I'm sorry, I can't right now. I'm afraid I won't be able to do that. The meaning is the same, but the tone is polite and calm. Let's look at everyday situations. Instead of saying, no, I'm busy, you can say, I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy at the moment. I'd love to help, but I'm busy right now. These sentences sound kind and respectful. Now imagine someone asks you for help. Instead of saying, I can't, you can say, I'm sorry, I won't be able to help with that. I wish I could help, but I can't right now. These sentences soften the refusal. Now let's talk about work situations. Instead of saying, that's not possible, you can say, I'm afraid that won't be possible right now. I don't think I'll be able to do that at the moment. These sound professional and polite. Now listen to these polite ways to refuse invitations. Instead of saying, no, I'm not coming, you can say, thank you for the invitation, but I won't be able to make it. I'd love to join, but I already have other plans. These sentences sound friendly and respectful. Now imagine someone asks for something you don't agree with. Instead of saying, "I don't want to," you can say, "I'm not comfortable with that." "I don't think that would work for me." These refusals sound calm and confident. Now listen to these soft refusal starters. "I'm sorry, but I'm afraid. I wish I could, but I'd love to. But..." These phrases help your no sound polite and natural. Saying no politely does not make you weak. It shows respect for yourself and others. When you say no in the right way, people understand you better and respect your boundaries. So remember this. You don't need to say yes to everything. You just need the right words to say no politely. Now let's move to Chapter 6, where you'll learn how to apologize and fix mistakes smoothly in English. Everyone makes mistakes. It can happen at work, it can happen in daily life, it can happen while speaking English. What matters is not the mistake, but how you handle it. Listen to this apology. "Sorry, it's simple, it's correct, but sometimes it feels incomplete." Now listen to this. "I'm really sorry about that. I apologize for the inconvenience." The meaning is the same, but the tone is more polite and sincere. Let's look at everyday situations. Instead of saying, "Sorry, I'm late," you can say, "I'm sorry for being late. I apologize for the delay." These apologies sound calm and respectful. Now imagine you made a small mistake. Instead of saying, "It's not my fault," you can say, "I'm sorry about the confusion. I apologize for the misunderstanding." These sentences reduce tension and keep the conversation smooth. Now let's talk about work situations. Instead of saying, "I made a mistake," you can say, "I'm sorry for the mistake. I apologize for the error." These sentences sound professional and responsible. Now imagine you need to fix a problem. You can say, "I'll make sure this doesn't happen again." "I'll take care of this right away." "I'll look into this and get back to you." These sentences show confidence and control. Now listen to these polite apology phrases. "I'm really sorry about that." "I sincerely apologize." "I apologize for any inconvenience." These phrases sound formal, calm, and fluent. Now imagine you didn't understand something. Instead of saying, "I don't get it," you can say, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand that." "Sorry, could you please explain that again?" These apologies sound polite and respectful. Apologizing politely helps people feel heard. It reduces tension. It keeps conversations positive. A good apology doesn't sound emotional. It sounds calm, clear, and sincere. So remember this: mistakes are normal. Apologizing politely shows maturity and fluency. Now let's move to Chapter 7, where you'll learn how to complain politely without sounding rude or angry. Complaining is uncomfortable for many people. You want to explain a problem, but you don't want to sound angry, rude, or aggressive. In English, polite complaints sound calm, clear, and respectful. Listen to this complaint. "This is wrong." The sentence is short, but the tone feels harsh. Now listen to this. "I'm sorry, but there seems to be a small issue." Same problem, much better tone. Let's look at everyday situations. Instead of saying, "This doesn't work," you can say, "I'm having a bit of trouble with this. There seems to be a problem with this." These sentences sound calm and controlled. Now imagine you're in a shop or restaurant. Instead of saying, "This is bad," you can say, "I'm afraid this isn't what I ordered. I think there might be a small mistake here." These sentences sound polite but still clearly explain the problem. Now listen to these service-related complaints. Instead of saying, "You're late," you can say, "I was expecting this earlier. There seems to be a delay." Instead of saying, "This is too expensive," you can say, "I was told this would be a different price. I think there may be a pricing issue." Now let's talk about work situations. Instead of saying, "This is not acceptable," you can say, "I'm concerned about this. I wanted to bring this to your attention." These sentences sound professional and respectful. Now imagine something keeps happening again and again. Instead of saying, "This always happens," you can say, "This seems to be happening quite often. I've noticed this issue a few times." These complaints sound calm, not emotional. Now listen to these polite complaint starters. "I'm afraid there's a small issue." "I just wanted to mention something." "I wanted to check something with you." "There seems to be a bit of a problem." These phrases soften your complaint and make your English sound fluent. Complaining politely doesn't mean staying silent, it means choosing the right words. When your complaint sounds calm and clear, people are more willing to listen and help. So remember this: a polite complaint explains the problem without blaming or attacking. And that's what makes your English sound confident and professional. Now let's move to Chapter 8, where you'll learn polite English for calls, messages, and online conversations. Today, many conversations happen on phones and screens, calls, messages, chats, emails, and polite English matters even more when people cannot see your face. Let's start with phone calls. Instead of answering with, "Hello," you can say, "Hello, this is Sarah speaking." "Hello, may I ask who's calling, please?" These sound calm and professional. Now imagine you are calling someone. Instead of saying, "Is this John?" you can say, "Hello, may I speak with John, please?" "Hi, I'm calling for John." These sentences sound polite and clear. Now imagine you need to put someone on hold. Instead of saying, "Wait," you can say, "Could you please hold for a moment?" "Would you mind holding for a second?" These sentences sound respectful. Now let's move to messages and chats. Instead of writing, "Send me the file," you can write, "Could you please send me the file?" "Would you mind sharing the file with me?" These messages sound polite, not demanding. Now imagine you're replying late to a message. Instead of writing, "Sorry, late reply," you can write, "Sorry for the late reply. Apologies for the delayed response." These messages sound calm and professional. Now let's look at asking for updates in messages. Instead of writing, "Any update?" you can write, "Just checking if there's any update." I wanted to follow up on this. These sentences sound gentle and polite. Now imagine you're starting a message. You can say, "I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day." These openings sound friendly and professional. Now let's look at ending messages politely. Instead of writing, "Thanks," you can write, "Thank you so much. Thanks in advance." These closings sound warm and respectful. Now imagine a short professional reply. You can say, "Noted, thank you. Understood, thanks for letting me know." These responses sound confident and polite. Polite English in calls and messages creates clear and positive communication. It avoids misunderstandings. It builds trust. And it makes your English sound fluent, even without speaking. The way you end a conversation is just as important as how you start it. A polite ending leaves a good feeling. It shows confidence, and it makes people want to talk to you again. Let's start with simple daily conversations. Instead of saying, bye, you can say, it was nice talking to you. Great talking to you. These endings sound warm and friendly. Now listen to these polite, casual endings. I'll talk to you later. See you soon. Have a great day. They feel relaxed and natural. Now let's move to professional situations. Instead of saying, okay, bye, you can say, thank you for your time. It was nice speaking with you. These sentences sound respectful and confident. Now imagine you are ending a meeting or a call. You can say, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate your time today. These endings sound professional and calm. Now listen to these polite closing sentences. Let me know if you need anything else. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. These sentences leave the conversation open in a polite way. Now imagine you are ending a message or email. Instead of writing, thanks, you can write, thank you for your support. Looking forward to hearing from you. These closings sound professional and positive. Now let's look at polite endings when you need to leave. Instead of saying, I have to go, you can say, I should get going now. I'll have to head out, but it was great talking to you. These endings sound smooth and respectful. Now imagine you are ending a conversation politely but clearly. You can say, I'll follow up with you soon. I'll get back to you shortly. These sentences sound confident and organized. Polite endings don't rush people. They don't sound cold. They leave a positive impression. When you end conversations politely, people remember you as calm, respectful, and fluent. And that's what strong English communication is about. This brings us to the end of our lesson. From polite greetings to polite questions to polite requests to polite endings. You now understand how real English sounds in real life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.